Biomutant. Let me send out a link real quick to my Facebook. So yeah, this is the pre-ordered version of Biomutant. Well, I mean, I'm sure it's the same as the regular, but get a new class. I gotta share this real quick. Right, and now we can start the game. Yeah, we'll do medium.
Encode your DNA.
This is excuse me, character creation. I think later on it doesn't really matter too much. Oh, what you go to, like it's at the beginning, it really matters. And depending on how you start, each breed kind of focuses more on a certain fighting style. Thinking of doing more of a strength type build. Alright, it seems like this might be good.
Define your genetic structure. Encode your DNA.
I'm gonna get closer so I can read what it says. Just the descriptions of the... I think I'm gonna go with this one. It's got Dum Dun is the least developed. I'm not even gonna try pronouncing that. It's a hybrid offshoot that compensates the lack of mental prowess with physical strength.
Define your genetic structure.
And that's the one I'm gonna go with. Dang, bro. He's thick. funny looking. I think I'll go right about there. I think agility might be pretty useful. So I'll do a little of this.
Choose a genetic resilience.
Biohazard, I remember looking into this a little bit, and I think that's the biggest problem early on, so I'll do the most to this right now for the biohazard.
Choose your first style.
I get it. First style now, this kind of looks a little bit like Kratos from God of War. I think this one looks pretty cool.
Pick your main color.
Main color, what you mean?
Choose your detail color. Pick your main color.
Main color. Oh, I see. That's what they mean by that. I'm gonna go with a more neutral color with that.
Choose your detail color.
And I think I'm gonna go slightly more yellowish here. And no, I do not really plan on playing Resident Evil.
Pick a class. Mercenary.
It's a DLC class, but I think I read something that they don't want videos or streams made about this one, so I'm gonna play it safe.
Deadeye.
And
Commando.
I'm gonna go with
Psyfreak. Commando. Deadeye.
Deadeye is more like a gunslinger.
Commando.
Commando is more of like rifles and stuff.
Psyfreak.
This one's more based on like magic and stuff.
Saboteur.
Skilled explorer training.
Sentinel.
The Saboteur and the Sentinel are like melee based damage. I think this one is more like
Saboteur.
the Saboteur is more like Assassin's Creed. And this one's more like a soldier, I think. Or you could just not work and continue watching my stream, Kurt. That also works too. Because right now it's between Sentinel and Saboteur, so I'm gonna go closer so I can read what it says. Saboteur is a cunning, skilled explorer trained to operate covertly in both suburbs and wilderness.
Sentinel.
Sentinels dedicate themselves to protect a house. Their dedication for the organization as a whole, including some supreme belief in their dogma.
Saboteur. Sentinel.
toughness, your base armor is increased by 10.
Saboteur.
Or dodge energy is reduced by 20%, and melee dual wield skill, equip 2 different one-handed melee weapons to dual wield them. I'm gonna go with that
Saboteur
one.
chosen.
Wait, I get a tail? What? That's pretty dope. In a not a weird way, of course.
Pick a class. Choose your pick your main. Choose your first. Choose a genetic resilience. Define your genetic structure.
Since I'm going more saboteur style. Oh, actually no.
Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure.
Well, I guess this all gets reset then.
Encode your DNA. Define your genetic
Yeah, I'm still gonna
structure.
go more of the strength route. Didn't think it would completely reset. I only wanted to come back to this menu.
Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your first style.
Still gonna work on keeping everything the same. Think I had. Hold on, let me see. This one.
Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a class. Saboteur chosen. Sounds good. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice, or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Of course, choices already. Dark red and strength and power. Or color me light blue for freedom and loyalty. Well, I do know that I looked into it and you are able to change that, but I'm more of a strength build, so I'll go for
Allow me to
power.
introduce myself. I'm the dark side of you. Your inner voice, to be precise. An echo of the balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
I am one with the
Can't
darkness.
believe you'd choose that thing over me. But I'll be here waiting for you when you have a change of heart.
That thing? I'm right here. Let me remind you, we're two halves of the same. With the difference being I'm the better half.
Better half.
Rivalry.
My way is both better and brighter. Light makes it easier to see the best end.
The best end is the one you decide yourself. And it seems we're headed in the right direction.
Can't argue with that logic. Be funny if I went right anyways.
Guess left can be right sometimes.
Alright, what is triangle do? Access to jump, squares to attack. What's...
Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others.
Damn, dark already. Circle is to do the dodge. Triangle might be
Do you remember the beast that shattered your family? Or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the Predator only grew stronger.
Ooh, backstory. Seems interesting. Ah, shit. Alright, I'm gonna keep him at distance because I'm gonna try to figure out his pattern. Let's see how many attacks I can get. Alright. Hurry, no one. Viper bite, circle and square. Okay, that might not have been the best timing. Here we go
Better
again.
make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story.
Oh, hey, look, it's the beginning of the game again. Or at least, the showing the first scene that they showed you before the game actually starts. Looks like you actually do get to play through it. It's pretty interesting. Sometimes, they show you a entry scene, and then sometimes it, doesn't have much to do with the actual story, or you don't even get to play through it. Well, here it does that. You can. I mean, it looks cooler in the
This time,
pre-rendered
it was
video,
best to
but
run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes.
could have probably beaten him though.
The Predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the Tree of Life started to die.
Melee targeting. Move towards an enemy to target them with melee attacks. Aim the camera towards an enemy to target them with ranged attacks. To load weapons, press R1. Kind energy is used for dodging, using mutations, and performing special attacks. When you're out of kind energy, you'll be unable to perform these actions. Your kind energy regenerates both in and out of combat. personality. Guns are cool, but too many enemies to focus on right now.
King!
Oh, okay, that's just letting him know that he's dead. Alright. Okay, so triangle is to interact with this game. You found the weapon special effect add-on. Attach it to your ranged weapon to give it extra damage type for as long as the ammo lasts. Excuse me. Some enemies have a resistance or weakness to different weapon special type effects, so use them wisely. Yeah, I'm gonna pick that up. To attach special effect add-on, select it through consumable quick menu and open them. Open HUD, okay. I'm gonna stay with these swords though for now. Just here and explore everything while I can. So I guess the heating's died out then. And I'm with this furry little critter. I found a medic supply bag. Or you found a medic supply bag. Bags like this contain items that can help you heal you. Your health doesn't automatically regenerate in combat. You have to use consumables or find other ways to heal. I found a bandage by holding the quick select menu and put selecting it. Alright. I'm not gonna use it yet now, but it also does look like... Okay, I did not mean to do that. It does look like there's a lot more stuff in there than just a little band-aid. Nowhere else to explore? Alright, looks like I'm coming out of here then. So remember to parry enemy attacks. When the enemy attacks, you'll see lightning bolts flashing above their heads. Press L1.
The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways.
Oh, you're a big one. No.
You're fading.
Perish, fool. Looting. Fallen enemies can often be looted for healing items, Find highlights fallen enemy and press triangle. Remember to use your healing items when you're wounded. Okay, yeah, I got that like when I found the bag. Can I loot you? Not this one, I guess. What? Okay, yeah. I guess I was going downwards. It's just like quicksand then. I thought it's called go back up the closer I got to shore. Hopefully I don't have to restart too much. Or from far away. Man, this loading screen is kind of long. Okay, looks like it didn't take me too far back. Alright, I came from there. Oh, no, this is not a good place to go. I gotta go here, there's nothing else. Dang, he opens that quickly, but I did put a lot of points into strength, so it makes sense. Oh, so you can kick now. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to switch between the gun and the swords. It's a strange system. You just gotta either tap left or tap right or switch between the two, but I don't know. Perhaps I'll get the hang of it soon here. More enemies or no? Seems like a good place for something to jump out at me. Alright, nothing I guess. Let's get forward. There we go. Shielder or skilder? Some enemies carry large shields. You need to break the shield with melee attacks before you can deal damage to the enemy.
Pow!
Oh, that was close. You dare oppose me, mortal? Hallway fight scene. That was pretty cool. No idea what this thing is, but I'll take it. Some little candle looking thing. Oh, I killed your boss. You gonna be mad? Okay, you're gonna be a problem. I'm gonna go down first. Oh, level 2. Defeating enemies and completing quests will give you XP. Leveling up allows you to raise one of your attributes by 10. You will also get 1 point you can use to unlock skills in the Wang Fu and perks menu. Increasing attributes. When you level up, you can increase the attribute of your choice by 10. Pick which attribute you want to increase from the list. I've already got a pretty sizable amount of strength. I feel like right now my agility could benefit, so I'm gonna do that. And upgrade points. We'll be able to upgrade points when leveling up. These can be used to acquire new special attacks and perks. Time to unlock your first special attack. Ah, that's cute. He's got a little doggy thingy on the bottom left. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to close combat. And I'm gonna go with dual weight melee. Unstoppable pig. Finish dual wielding chain with a fury of stabs. I'm gonna go with that. You cannot perform your special attack when you have the correct weapon type equipped. Once you've unlocked more attacks, you'll be able to combine them to reach the Super Wang Fu state. Alright, well now we can continue. That's pretty interesting. Special attacks. You're anywhere to performing a special attack. Possible special attacks are prompted in the lower right hand corner of the screen. Pressing inductor input while it is shown triggers special attack. It's a pretty cool attack. It's definitely going to be useful
Look,
against the bigger
an
enemies.
emergency box from the once was. A rare sight.
Old World Claw Bar. This is not a weapon. This can look like it could be. Okay, I was worried it was that wood sludge from earlier.
That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy.
Now I guess I'm supposed to go down this strange hole. Alright.
Whoa. It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it.
The narration is pretty cool. I will be able to change it in the menu. You know, I looked into it a little bit. Nothing that just spoiled the story for me, but I did a little research.
The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. The deep cut.
I didn't like that before.
Those are the kind of things you need.
I'm going to be using the attack and stop a little bit quite a bit. Oh, you're still alive. Not bad. Bioblobs. You absorb the bioblob. These are points used to unlock mutations. You collect bioblobs by defeating morks and finding containers of at various places in the world. You can use your bioblobs to unlock special powers by accessing the mutations part of the menu. Nothing else in this room? Alright, well, it did say that it could absorb me too, so I'm not going to get too close to that. What's the mouth though? Alright, left for the stairs. Surprised nothing else has jumped out at me yet. Well, not since I said it's something, we might just do that now.
Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind.
Well, looks like humans, assuming humans, destroyed this planet, and I guess enough of them run away before everything gets pretty messed up. You found a puzzle. These are scattered around the world. Some open new paths, while others feature different rewards. To switch the nod on, use to the left. To rotate the nod, press L1, R1. This is the number of rotations you have left. The higher intellect, the more moves you have. Each nod has a certain position. It must rotate to complete the puzzle. Running out of moves before they may have consequences.
There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours.
Thinking about it, that seems like a very plausible way that would end up going out. Just keep dumping our garbage into wherever we can. Nature's gonna come back and bite us in the rear for that.
The sound of spark metal going pew pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt.
There's a warning on it. I should
It's
go
going
touch
to
it.
take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door.
Oh, no, hopefully it didn't waste a move.
Just a few moves left. Make them count.
Hopefully it resets.
Let's
No.
try that again. Quite a shock to the system. Let's try that again. There you go.
Yeah, maybe I just overthought the puzzle from the get-go. I thought it was more complex than maybe it would have been, because sometimes it's not as easy as it looks. Airstrike. Perfectly countering an enemy attack will stun them. A stunned enemy has... Hold on, I gotta walk closer to this. A stunned enemy has stars circling above their head, and after hitting the enemy again, you can launch them in the air by pressing L1.
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out.
I was gonna say that if I have to attack the wheeled one, then even though I'm choosing the path of the dark one,
Close encounter.
how did you go after him? It appears he has perished. Actually, I like the gameplay so far.
That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives.
Dandy candy. Anybody else drop anything? There we go.
Sure useful.
Right, where'd it go? Oh. Wait, why am I closing this door? A new friend, an old friend.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past.
Choices. I'm going with this one.
It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end.
Parents, Muma and Popsy.
He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. After the old village was destroyed and you disappeared, a struggle between the families erupted, and over time, the disciples turned against each other.
Oh, maybe Muma and Popsy aren't your parents, maybe they're just
Had it
clans.
not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
And by default, dialogues are set to advance from one NPC line to the next automatically. If you want to manually advance dialogue, you can change this in the settings. Flashback. Of course, it's an Elvis.
Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here.
I hope it told her. It would honestly be something I would say.
You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life.
Nano potato people is better. I'm gonna go with that.
You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding.
Alright, so Elvis wants me to punch some grass. Can do. That looks like a big drop. I don't want to just go there just yet.
You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's ki energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. The small tree you saw up there where you met will eventually grow into a tree of life and start giving back to nature. It'll be the heart of the land. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree.
Some kung fu stuff right there.
You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy.
I'm gonna smack the shit out of it.
You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of Nono out there that need to be guided to the roots of the Pensai tree.
How many that's the question.
Oh, it'll need a continuous flux of ki over the 12 months to come, so countless, he'd say.
Doesn't look too much. He can do the rest of it.
One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree.
Alright, so I guess this is one of those endless quests. Just gotta deliver one. Good stuff. This is just some backstory to the main tree dying or whatever. Or heck, this could be the main tree of the story before like it grew up. This could be too. I wonder if the character will run faster with more agility. That's pretty cool how it looks like a DNA strand.
Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us, everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us. You can already see the effects from how reckless those before us acted, and unless something changes, we're doomed. The land won't survive the side effects of the old world's industrial advances.
Seems like a human
He
thing
says
to
you
do.
better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did good here today.
She only cares about Wong Fu. I shouldn't make her worry. It would be nice to know more.
No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the Lupin camp with her disciples. Wonders if they let the Predator family live or not. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived.
We're just checking the stream and looks like my voice is barely heard, so I'm gonna check that here in a moment. The tree started to die when the end of the world, end of days began. It wasn't long after that that World Eaters arrived.
The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse that Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land set the World Eater's DNA into overdrive. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Majut and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own.
Smells like a quest to me.
He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved.
How can I defeat the World Eaters?
His friends have prepared something specific for each World Eater. The Mekton, the Octopod, the Majut, and the Goo Glide are almost ready to ride. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
It's the Elvis character from the flashback. This looks pretty different, but it's possible. I mean, Why else would
You're
it be a
getting the hang
flashback?
of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb.
Nice. Let's go look again.
No.
It's a cool looking environment. Can't wait to explore that. One second, gotta do. Alright, never mind. Out through the spring. It's a pretty interesting way of doing it. It makes
A
sense to an animal.
signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see.
Signposts are found near locations of interest all around the world. You'll unlock a signpost by interacting with it. You can fast travel to a signpost you've unlocked by selecting it on the map. To open a map, press middle big button.
Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here.
Aura. Your inner balance is two halves that completes a wholeness that flows through all things. At times you'll be able to manifest your inner balance through deeds and dialogue choices. Few are those who always act in the same manner. Excuse me. Inner wholeness is the sum of two choices and actions we take. Alright.
He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions.
I'm a help him.
You still seem to have a spark of light in you.
That's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always making this personal.
And you're always trying to pretend it's not.
There's side point.
There's Out of Date again. He must have missed something important. Out of Date knows you'll make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and there's 2 nearby. The Jagni tribe is likely to be your primary choice as they seek to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world, and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side. He believes the tribe Sifus, Jagni especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part.
I'm good with this one.
He believes you share Jagni's view on the world. Regardless, Jagni would welcome someone that had helped them against the Myriad tribe. He'll be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters. Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be?
Alright, well, I think I'll continue to stream another day. For now, this should be all. I can continue the story in the next couple of days or so.